Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, I was on a date with Eddie Murphy. Well, I was turning a date with Eddie Murphy. Yeah. He had paid for my ticket to get to Hollywood, and 3 days after I was there, I met him. And we went and parked and we talked, and he flirted a lot, and then he asked me if he could take me out to dinner sometime in Hollywood. That he thought that nobody would ever know that I was trans, in his opinion, and that he wanted to publicly date me. And I told him, Eddie, look, you seem like a really nice guy, and I don't want to end up on the National Enquirer. I don't know if that magazine is even still around, but older people will know what I'm talking about. I didn't want to be that girl. I didn't want to be on the cover of the paper for being, Eddie Murphy's transsexual token. No. I just, I preferred to just see him quietly. And so that was the arrangement we made. And probably a couple of times a week, once or twice a week, Eddie would stop by. He would call me first, and he would have me meet him around the corner from where I lived. And it would be right up the hill, and he would either be in his black Aston Martin, or usually during the day when he would come over, it would be in his white Rolls Royce. So, was it a Rolls Royce or was it a Phantom? Phantom Rolls Royce? Yeah. Okay, it was a white Rolls Royce. Yeah, that's what I thought. Duh. And, he used to keep stacks of money in the middle console in between the two front seats. There was always a stack of $100 bills in there. And so he would peel off 3 or 4 of them to me at a time, and make sure I was okay. And he would just, look, he liked to call and have phone sex with me. He was very into that. And at the time that I was seeing him, listen, he was making the movie Harlem Nights at that time. That's what he was filming when we were seeing each other. And so, yeah, that he was kind of a fixture in my life the whole time I was in LA when I was 19. And I went on with life in Hollywood, and I got into the swing of shopping all of the time. I was 19 and petite and blonde, and I made a lot of money, and I blew every last dime of it. I mean, as fast as it came into my hands, I was shelling it out. And as far as hormones, there was a guy that was selling hormones on the streets there, and you could get a shot from him for like $10-15. But in his shots, he would give you 1 cc of estrogen, 1 cc of progesterone, and a half cc of vitamin B12, and we called it a rainbow pop because the red vitamin B12 was in the middle of the shot, so it was like 3 layers in the syringe. Yeah. Anyway, those, oof, honey, I developed to a nice little C cup when I was on those. As you can see, I've developed far beyond a C cup now. Anyway, so yeah, and one day, I went and I got my nails done for the first time, and look, it took me till 1989 to get my fingernails done for the first time at a salon, but I was hooked the first time. And that same night that I got my nails done, I went out, and guess who I ran into? Robert Zadar, the maniac cop. Yeah, my friend from New Orleans. Well, he wasn't from New Orleans, but I had met him in New Orleans. And he ran into me again. And of course, he recognized me. And he was like, Jamie, you're out here now? And I said, yeah, I am. And so he said, well, what are you doing? And I said, oh, just out and about, trying to do what I need to do, kind of dropping hints. And so he said, well, why don't we go for a ride? So I said, okay, sure. So I'm thinking that we're just going to go like do the deed and like I'll be right back kind of thing. And he drives up to Mulholland Drive in the Hollywood Hills overlooking everything. Gorgeous view. Gorgeous view. It's very like high school makeout point looking kind of thing on a turnout overlooking everything. Yeah, and he wanted to sit up there and make out and look at the stars and be romantic with me. And I tried. I really did try, you know? And he was like, listen, you know, I'm so attracted to you. And so we were making out. And then I looked at him and I was like, listen, we have to have a talk. And if y'all want to know what I said to him, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow and I will too. This one gets kind of interesting. I love you all. I love you all for watching. I love you for the comments. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.